So Mitre Cup, round 8, week 8. Some interesting results on the board. If you watched that Northland and Waikato game, that was something pretty extraordinary. But yeah, a few teams that needed crucial results didn't get them. And it is still all in the hunt kind of for this final round of the regular season. So the first one, Otago beat Bay of Plenty. 45 points to 34. I saw most of this game. It seemed to be basically the game of intercepts for Otago. They had at least 3 big intercepts. Koroi, I think it was Ioane and Faddis. Karpik tried to chase down 2 of them. That guy has got some gas for a guy in this position. I didn't know he was quite that quick, but kind of all in vain as Otago went on to take this one out. I mean, Trask scored a good try, and there were some signs of life for Bay of Plenty. I thought, to be fair, they had a lot of the play, and then they would just get intercepted and turned around. So, potentially one that they kind of let slip, that they could have done a bit better. But Otago, clinical enough, and yeah, got the result, which kind of leaves them, I think it leaves them in 3rd on the championship table. But they did have a double header this week, so I'll get to the second game in a minute. Second game, all premiership clash, kind of 2 teams at the right end of the table. Auckland get it done 29 points to 24 over Wellington. I mean, a few guys showed some good form in this game. Tumua Manu for Auckland seems to be doing a really good job. Jordan Trainer, when he came on, I thought really made a big difference. I saw most of this game as well. Umaga Jensen showed some real good gas. There was a yellow card for Wellington, and they did have a big lead, 14 points, but managed to let that one kind of slip. So they'll be pretty disappointed. Auckland, despite being an Auckland fan, I'd have to say kind of far from convincing in that win, especially when you look at some of the other top teams who got results this week. So we'll see kind of what mettle they've got as they've got the double header week coming up. But in terms of the points on the table, very good result for Auckland. The next one, Hawke's Bay over Manawatu. 45 points to 17. Manawatu are really struggling. I mean, there were some signs of life. Thompson still looks good. Otede Black looks pretty good. They had a 17-0 lead, like with the internationals that have just gone as well. There were a lot of comebacks this week. And yeah, Hawke's Bay basically put on 45 unanswered points. Evans with a bit of magic. Lowe, when he got his break, showed some real good gas. So yeah, Hawke's Bay are looking pretty good, sitting second in the championship. Manawatu in 6th, so it's not really been a season to remember. Speaking of things to remember, Northland Waikato 71 points to 28, which is it's pretty ridiculous as a scoreline. That seems like when a tier 1 nation goes to play a much lower ranked nation, because these are 2 teams in the same division, and it was 71 points to 28. I mean, if you're a Northland fan, it was a good crowd. They always seem to be getting good crowds this year, and Rainier Ranger got a try, which is always going to please the crowds. They got a bonus point, but yeah, 71 points. Waikato comfortably top of the championship. I mean, so many guys did well. Sever Reese is not letting his contract woes with Connacht kind of get to him. He's still putting a good shift. Now that he's not going to be going to Europe, you'd have to think perhaps a Chiefs contract is on the cards with him. But obviously he'll need to stay out of trouble, because teams don't want to initially go for players that have too many court appearances, basically. I mean, you can get away with it for a bit, but yeah, he'll definitely want to keep his nose clean and just be a good citizen and a good rugby player, because he's certainly got that. The next one, North Harbour over Counties, 36 points to 26. I didn't see much of this one at all. It seems like it was a bit scrappy, but I mean, Dylan Hunt got a try. He is in the framework now that Sam Cane's got a fractured neck for perhaps an All Blacks call-up, along with Evans and some others, but Karpik included. So I guess we'll see what happens on that front. They got the result they needed. Still leaves them 5th in the premiership. Counties, 1 spot below them in 6th, are in a bit of a relegation fight with Taranaki, who I'll get to in a moment. Counties definitely have the best line-out moves I've seen this year. They keep getting Tavita Nabura in the line-out for slick moves, and they keep getting tries out of it, so there's definitely some innovation there. but not the result they wanted. The result, though, does keep North Harbour in the hunt for a playoff spot going into that final round. Canterbury 41, Taranaki 7. Yeah, kind of counties left the door open for Taranaki here, and Taranaki did not get close to walking through it because, I mean, going to Canterbury is always going to be hard, but that's a pretty tough result to take. It's just not been their season. It was 24-0 at halftime. Yeah, I mean, the red cards were probably the stories of this game. Hoiata got off within like the first 10 minutes. There were some handbags. It's one of those ones where it's kind of like it was soft, but in the way they ref the games these days, you just don't put yourself in that position to get in that kind of trouble. Canterbury had their own yellow card in the second half. I didn't see much of the second half, but I did see a fair bit of the first half. Yeah, Dan Leonard-Brown got yellow carded for Canterbury, but I mean, Eno got a try. Who else got tries? Drummond got a try. So, yeah, lots to like from Canterbury. They're comfortably in second with a week to play. Southland. I felt like this was their chance because Bay of Plenty are on a 2-game week. They're at home. Bay of Plenty have not been doing very well. They got close. I didn't see any of this game, but they did seem to get pretty close. It was their closest chance of the season. You got to wonder if that's kind of be it for them, but they're putting up a fight, so that's one good thing. Bay of Plenty forwards are always good. Southland Tetamaki, I saw on the highlights, had one really sick little step, which seemed pretty sweet, so good for them, but not the result they wanted. And they've got a double header week next, so it's not going to get any easier, but there's still fans attending, so good on the fans who keep coming week in, week out, because I know it can't be easy for them. As a Blues fan, not quite that bad at the Blues, but I can still feel a bit of your pain. But 4 points, and man, they were leading right up until pretty late on, 70-something minutes, so 73, hard to take if you're a Southland fan, but a much-needed win for Bay of Plenty. And the last one, Tasman travelling to Otago. For this one, it was 47 points to 21. Tasman are really looking tough. I mean, Will Jordan just scores tries for fun. That guy's got to get some pretty heavy Super Rugby minutes, surely, come next season, because he's just setting the world alight. 3 tries for him. Fairness again for Otago, but perhaps double header week for Otago, and then having to play top of the Premiership. Tasman was a bridge too far, 47-21. 28-0 lead at halftime. It was never going to be an easy job for Tasman. So yeah, definitely a few high-scoring results. Pretty much every team hit 20 points except for Taranaki. So and Manawatu. Not ideal, but yeah, I was pretty satisfied with the rugby I saw. As I said, didn't see all the games, so you guys can let me know the stuff I missed. The guys who look pretty good, because yeah, there's just so much on with the international. It's hard to keep up with everything. For that final round, I will put the fixtures in the description, but there is Taranaki against Wellington, which is going to be a good one because Taranaki are trying not to get relegated and Wellington are trying to cement a playoff spot. There's Waikato against Otago, 2 teams the right end of the championship, but importantly it's a Ramfurly Shield Challenge. Should be the last one of the year, so that's cool. Counties against Canterbury, so they'll be looking at the result that Taranaki have beforehand to know whether that's a must-win for them. But it's going to be tough facing Canterbury, who again want to secure top spot if possible. Auckland are on their double header week after having played Southland. Will also have to play North Harbour. Auckland trying to hunt down, because they got a game in hand over the 2 teams above them. But they do have to play Southland earlier in the week, so we'll be hoping to get a win against Southland and then bounce on against Harbour in the Battle of the Bridge. But Harbour are trying to secure a playoff spot of their own, so it's not going to be easy, but it should be entertaining. You guys let me know your thoughts on the games, key players, key moments, and yeah, I'll talk to you again soon. See you later.